rises back up to the spinal cord, yeah, when we die, yeah, and it enters the inner brain, meets the final drop of the soma, it exits the Sahasrara chakra, yeah, and welcome. Before our lesson, let me talk about the philosophy, and this is beautiful. We are all spiritual beings. We all come from energy. Our life exists because of the many energetic functions happening inside, from the cells to the atoms and even the tinier components. And after our mortal existence, once the vital organs stop functioning, this energy, which we all come from, is freed again, and we become energy again, so that we can continue journey to the next. So where does this energy come from? It comes from consciousness. But this consciousness which produces energy is something which is moving. So consciousness in motion, it produces energy. So what caused this first form of consciousness to move in the first place? It's the willpower of God. Because the pure consciousness, God Himself, is passive, it's formless, it's steady, it's non-reacting. But He wants us to feel His presence. Thus, He made His consciousness to move. And the movement of His consciousness becomes the universal force, the cosmic force. So it's really way up there. Right. And this universal force, as it becomes denser, because it will multiply, because it interacts with the other energetic byproduct, becomes heavier, so it descends. The grace of God descends. And it will touch the ether element. And it becomes denser. When it becomes denser, it becomes the element of air. And the combination, the friction between gaseous elements become the element of fire. So the fire is produced. An interaction between the fire and gaseous element produces water. And then when water condensates, it becomes a solid form. That's the physical body. So the physical body, which is so connected to the earth, is a part of the final stage of the cycle. So from pure, from passive, it goes denser, heavier, until it becomes this. So we are indeed created in the image and consciousness of God. And everything that exists around us, which breathes life, even inanimate objects. God is present in everything which breathes energy. There's consciousness where energy is present. Right. So this life force, the process actually keeps on happening. It doesn't end. And we don't have to go far. Inside our body it happens all the time, every time, when we breathe. So this life force is energy which is within the breath, the gaseous air that we inspire, enters the nostrils. And then from the nostrils, it goes straight to the top of the spine, the medulla oblongata. And then from there, a big chunk of it goes to the inner brain to nourish the brain cells, which then becomes the cerebral fluid, the soma. And it will remain there to nourish a nervous system until such time that we are able to stimulate the inner brain so we could partake to the soma. It descends willingly. But in normal situation, it stays inside, right? And the rest of the life force which comes from the breath that we inspire, goes down to the bottom regions of our spine, inside the spinal cord. So the spine is our main connection to God. It's the pathway, to experiencing God. And within the spinal cord, we have the 6 chakras. So from the ajna all the way to the Muladhara chakra. And as the energy goes down, it gets heavier and denser, until it becomes so heavy, it gets trapped inside the hips. Right? For it will lie down there dormant, untouched, for the rest of our mortal existence. For most of us, it's the Kundalini energy now. So the Kundalini energy is the gross form of the energy coming from above. So from this passive, formless state, it goes heavy all the way down to becoming a solid state. And yoga is a process of allowing the Kundalini energy to flow out again, so we could lift the energy back up, to meet the soma, which is inside the brain, and then together they blend, and we could allow it through the meditation practice to rise and exit the crown, and experience God Himself. The process, what we call absorption. But in general circumstance, the Kundalini remains inactive, and the next time it will flow out again is when we die. So after the physical entanglement, it frees the Kundalini energy, so the Kundalini rises back up to the spinal cord, when we die, and it enters the inner brain, meets the final drop of the soma, it exits the Sahasrara chakra, and the Sushumna Nadi, the spinal cord closes, and our physical mortal existence ceases, but our consciousness remain alive, to carry on its next mission. So that's the process of yoga. Awakening the dormant Kundalini energy so it could rise up. So as living individuals, we could experience God while we're fully awake, while breathing, while feeling, while touching, while seeing. But it's difficult to awaken the Kundalini. Not that we're not capable of doing it, but there are many things surrounding our life that priorities are, of course, given to things which are important to not just of our own well-being, but of course of the people around us. Because awakening the Kundalini will require us to really make the body strong, the energetic system. It will require time, commitment, dedication. Not only that, as on the subconscious start to manifest, it will awaken as well the hidden karmas, which might not agree with the situation we are currently at. Our beliefs, our upbringing. Thus, care should be taken. If the path of awakening the Kundalini is your calling, because there are many spiritual observances that we need to practice before, even before the process of cultivating the physical. So, for people who've been given the chance to feel it, to manifest it, to awaken it, to rise it, I think it's a gift. And for me, it's more of our spiritual obligation, the community, to share not really how to awaken the Kundalini, but to translate our lessons and our teachings, the knowers, to something which is more accessible for the many, something which we could enjoy from the physical or more real life perspective. And there's no other better way than to breathe, because that's the process, and the breathing process is God manifesting in our lives. So, how do we breathe properly now so we can experience the spiritual gift? So we need to keep our spine taut. That's the number one requirement. The spine is the pathway to experiencing God. Number two, breathe through the nostrils. Because this is our main anatomical pathway to inspiring God. Not the mouth, the nostrils. Number three, relax the mind. If the mind is restless, we can't focus on the sensations of the breath. Number four, be happy, be content. If we are angry, if we are sad, if we are unhappy, our heart works faster. Our lungs can't breathe to its full potential. Number five, develop your body. Because the body should be strong to withstand sitting up tall. So after a few minutes, if you feel the low back starts to feel heavy, that means you need to do your share of strengthening the physical body. You don't have to do complex ones. Just the basic component of strengthening will suffice. And allot time. 5 minutes. Start from there and build it up from there. It's not being selfish. If you're healthy, then you will be happy. You worry less. And you will have more time to spend with your loved ones. So the next time you breathe, feel it. Breathe through the nostrils. Open the spine. And then feel the sensation rise from the hips up. And then hold the grace of God inside for a few seconds. And exhale completely all the way down to your hips. Really finish the exhalation. And at the bottom of it, pause. And then open it again for your next breath. So a few minutes every day is not too much for something which is long-lasting, meaningful for your health, for your well-being, and for your peace. Till the next time. Namaste.